Hi there. We're here again with another video session. We just wanted to share a couple of experiences that we've been experiencing recently. We were on a trip to England and we had a great time, but it was definitely some struggle in that. So, Maren, do you want to kind of share a little bit background about kind of what happened for you?
Yeah, there was a lot to navigate, and we had a lot to navigate before we actually went to England because our daughter is there right now, actually in grad school. So we helped her move out of the condo that we owned, put it on the market. That was a big process. And then navigating, moving into a foreign country, there's a lot of details and a lot of things we just simply didn't know. So by the time we got her all settled in and it was our week to go travel and have a vacation together, my mind was shot and my emotions were like so low on capacity. I was in a struggle place.
Yeah. How did that show up practically in kind of what we were trying to do at the time?
Yeah. We had all these great places planned to go see and visit. And in our minds, it was going to be a whole bunch of fun and a lot of connecting time for us. And yet, like, we showed up for dinner on the first night and we didn't even have any words like left to say to each other at dinner. And in my mind, I kept thinking, I just want to stay in bed all day tomorrow instead of, hey, what are the, new cool places that we could go see. I just wanted to shut down and shut everything out.
Yeah. And I think, one of the other things I remember you saying was just even making simple decisions was really difficult. Yeah. Do you want to kind of share what was the challenge in that?
Yeah, I think we started bumping heads and like not being able to have the flow that we normally have in life when we can collaborate and talk and process together. So I know my decision making part of me just went offline and I couldn't bring my opinion forward, and then a lot of that fell on you.
So how are you able to make a move and change that? What was the process for you in that?
Yeah, it happened sort of organically, but now writing this blog, I can put it into some more concrete things to try going forward and hopefully share with you guys. But the first one was we decided to set our intention of making a warm connection.
Mhm.
And that really felt so good to me because it's what I really wanted.
Mhm.
But we didn't make it crazy. We didn't be like, hey, we got to talk about these 5 things tonight at dinner. We didn't even really define it. We just said, as a general principle, we are going to set our intention that when we interact with each other, we're going to make a warm connection. Something really simple but heartfelt.
And so I think when you use that word intention, it's really making a very specific intent, right? It's saying, I'm going to do this. I may not necessarily feel like it at the moment, but I know in my heart I want this. So I'm going to make an intent to do that. Is that the kind of thing that you think would be helpful? I mean, is that kind of what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's checking in to see like what is my like core desire in this, and then setting that as an intention. And oftentimes our brains go to, well, how does that happen?
Right.
So it's taking a step back and noticing the desire first, because if we just set a goal, which is we're going to have 2 meaningful conversations every day, that first of all feels like a lot of pressure. And then second of all, well, if we had 1 meaningful conversation, it's kind of hard to celebrate that when we missed our goal and then felt like we failed.
Yeah.
So intention to me feels a little bit more free and gives us space to like move and breathe.
So when you make that intention, when you make that decision, how does that show up practically for you?
Yeah, practically, we decided to do something that would be renewal just at the moment that day. A lot of times I know my brain can go to the future and predict and like, oh, when we get back to the United States, when we get back home, it's going to calm down. I'm going to feel better. But we wanted to feel better on our vacation.
Right.
And we didn't exactly know how to do that. So we decided, let's make it as simple as possible. And what we ended up doing was sitting on that beach and literally thinking about our breathing. And for me, I thought I'm breathing in renewal. Right now, I'm breathing in renewal.
It's amazing how some of those just simple things
Mhm.
can make such a big impact in terms of deep breathing, or even some meditation, or just even simply a walk and saying, I'm going to intentionally enjoy what I see on the walk, right? And so just putting those very simple things together can be really helpful.
Yeah, it was like being here. In a sense, we gave ourselves permission to say being here is enough.
Mhm.
And that included like reaching out and holding Simon's hand to make that warm connection. And then leaning into the gratitude of this moment is enough.
Yeah. And not making it bigger than it needs to be, but being really present in the moment. I like what you just said. It's not about having to set such a strict goal that you put pressure on. And I know we've had that in our past. And I just think the ability to talk about kind of where we're at in any particular moment if we're struggling, and being able to share that, and then really being able to say, hey, we're both going to make some intention here. Doesn't have to be exactly the same, but it's joins together in that place of warmth, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for listening to us. I hope this is helpful, and we look forward to seeing you soon.